Hi, I am a 30-year-old athletic guy who is happily married to a wonderful girl named Anna, who is 21 years old. However, let's turn our attention from young girls to my mother-in-law. It's pretty rare to have a favorite mother-in-law, especially when she's almost as young as my wife. I consider myself lucky to have such a beautiful mother-in-law who even surpasses my daughter in beauty. She may not be very tall, but she has a stunning figure with graceful curves. I must confess that thoughts of her visited me as I lay in bed. The furnishings in our house were quite interesting. I walked around in my underwear and my mother-in-law in her robe. In my mind, I always fantasized about talking to her about it, or at least hinting at it. One day, my wife went to a friend's house, leaving us alone in the apartment. It was a rare opportunity. I decided to relax a bit. I drank some beer, ate some potatoes and fish. For some reason, I bought a bottle of wine as well. When I got home, my mother-in-law had already gone to take a bath. She could splash around in it for hours. I retired to my room, turned on the TV, and opened a beer. I drank the first bottle quickly, as my throat was dry. As I was opening the second bottle, an idea hit me. While my mother-in-law was taking a bath, I decided to surprise her with a private party in the kitchen, being careful not to scare her. While she was in the bathroom, I carefully prepared everything, even finding a suitable romantic song. Then I called my mother-in-law through the door and invited her to join me in the kitchen for a chat. To my surprise, she walked past the kitchen and closed the door behind her. I waited, hoping she hadn't heard me. After a while, she finally entered the kitchen. My heart almost jumped out of my chest at the sight of her. With a surprised expression on her face and a smile on her face, my mother-in-law exclaimed, "What a delightful surprise!" I invited her to sit down, explaining that it was all for her. She accepted the invitation, although she looked pleasantly puzzled. As we drank numerous glasses of wine, I became increasingly brave and shared everything that was on my mind. My mother-in-law sat in a daze, but it wasn't long before she realized the situation. She was a wise woman. I poured her another glass and proposed a toast. "To us," exclaimed I. The wine seemed to have an effect on her. We both became more courageous. My mother-in-law smiled, gently placed her hand on my face, and that's when it all happened. A few weeks later, our secret trysts came to an end when my mother-in-law informed my wife and I that she was pregnant. To say I was surprised would be an understatement. I was in complete shock. And when my mother-in-law gave birth to her son, my wife was beyond thrilled to have a baby brother. I was happy too, not only because of the boy's arrival, but also because my wife still didn't know anything, and I hoped that would continue to be the case. As of the beginning of February 2024, my mother-in-law still has not told me who the father of the child is. She is silent and only smiles back. When he grows up, it will be seen who is the father of this beautiful boy who was named after me.